So in Mewat area, the quality of education is not so good. That's why they are not able to participate or take advantage of the economic boom which India is going through, and they are left behind.
As well as coordinating classes for young children, Jen has therefore also started to educate villagers about the importance of basic literacy through committees and women's groups. It is also important to see the role of education in the context in which it is provided. Basic education should ideally build upon and not replace traditional knowledge and culture, and many sociologists argue needs to be part of a wider skills and vocational training to truly empower. There are also other forms of empowerment, especially for marginalised groups, which in certain circumstances can be more immediate and effective than literacy at lifting people out of poverty. GEN and its partner NGOs have worked with different social groups and provided skills and training tailored to their needs. Two examples of these programs are insurance training schemes aimed at young literate men and women's self-help groups.
We can take up any village of average, let's say 300 households. We can find at least 200 youth, educated youth sitting idle without any work. Probably their quality of education is not so good, so they are not able to get employment with industries in urban areas. And otherwise, wherever I go, everywhere in the industry, people say we have 20% no vacancy. So they have a job lying idle, posts are lying idles. While we go to rural areas, everywhere we find hundreds of youth sitting idle without any job. So there are missing links. There are missing links. So what GEN has also taken up this initiative, how do we bridge these gaps? One could be like knowledge of computers, language, communication skills, soft skills, business-like skills, and there we have started working with the community on these, providing on these skills.
GEN has recently been involved in a training scheme with the insurance company Aviva, which provides specialist skills and training to youth from Mewat.
आपने कैसे किया अविवा कंपनी का?
अविवा वालों को लड़कों के लिए इनके पास
We have sent 8 people on the Aviva course in Gogon, and somehow they managed to stay there or commute. 4 of those have passed the written tests at the end of training and qualified. Those who qualified get 10,000 rupees and 1 month's salary in advance, and are earning 5,000 rupees a month.
ट्रेनिंग का खर्चा दिया और प्लस में 1 मंथ सैलरी फ्री में दी उनके लिए, यानी 10,000।
Traditionally, women have stayed in the village to look after family in the home, and this is a situation largely reflected throughout rural India. There are significant obstacles to women's empowerment, and whilst in other regions of India these might result from caste position or cultural traditions, in Islamic areas these can also be the result of religious pressure.
I am Shobha Mishra, and I am Executive Director of an NGO called Development Support Team, and we are working in Mewat district of Harayana.
So you have much barrier to growth from the men?
Yeah, from men and from sometime elderly women also, like their mother-in-law or sister-in-law, elderly people in the family itself, or religious leaders.
The self-help groups, which Shohan Mishra and the development support team run, have provided a forum for women to interact and understand common problems, channel their savings, and encourage the education of girls. And as success grows, objections diminish as people can see the positive effects of the groups on their society.
Yeah, तुमको कैसा लगता है इस ग्रुप के चलने के बाद से, कैसा लगता है तुमको, क्या अच्छा लगता है?
Since the group started, I feel more independent and accepted by males in the village and the family. Before the group was formed, things were very different. Now I feel I'm much more visible and empowered. Since we joined the group, we've been able to take loans from it. And now we have a large amount. We've been taking loans from the group and bank and been able to start businesses.
क्या करती हैं? STD लगाया है आपने? हाँ.
I've now set up an STD booth.
हाँ ठीक है.
My earnings are good, 3,000 rupees a month, and I've been able to get a good education for my daughter, and she's training to be a teacher. We've done these things despite the fact that most women here are illiterate.
कितना पढ़ाई लिखाई किया है?
The impressive structure of the Al Afia Hospital was constructed using 100 million rupee, or £1.2 million, gift from the Sultan of Oman. It holds 50 beds and was furnished with the state-of-the-art equipment. But today it is underutilised and decrepit, another victim of the problems which affect Mewat. Waiting rooms and corridors sit completely empty, and the hospital is in an increasingly bad state of repair. A serious lack of investment and mismanagement by the government lie at the heart of the problem. The hospital is further crippled by a chronic shortage of trained staff. Few medical professionals are willing to move to Mewat from surrounding cities, whilst there are no facilities to train staff from the local population. Furthermore, there is no public transport system to facilitate a hospital supposedly serving an extensive rural area. Attitudes to healthcare are slowly improving, but in an area where the infant mortality rate at birth is around 9%, and malnutrition, TB and anemia are all prevalent, there has been a real failure on the part of the local political and religious leaders to educate the population about healthcare. The Al Afia Hospital and the wider healthcare problems in Mewat demonstrate how an unempowered, politically unengaged and largely illiterate population have been unable to hold government to account over a whole range of issues and challenge ineffective investment and development programs. But this seems to be slowly changing, and developments such as the creation of Mewat as a district in Harayana have given people a greater sense of control over their futures, and we found this feeling echoed particularly in Nine Angler and other villages where Jen and its partner NGOs are working with the population. Through common interest groups, be it farmers, women or youth, the creation of village development groups, and the Mewat Development Forum encouraging advocacy and interaction with local and national government, the people of Mewat can start to address the barriers to development and begin the process of lifting themselves out of poverty. Of course we would like jobs and prosperity to come to Mewat, but it is the duty of the people of Mewat to try hard, to get skills and education, to put in the effort. Everyone wants to move forward. We want our youth to move forward, our women to move forward. If we do this, we can turn to people and say, this is what we are doing, will you help us? But we have to be realistic and start with what we can manage, what we are qualified and able to do. And it is a two-way process, but we are optimistic and motivated because we can see things are starting to change.